The Edge at 11 starts now.
We begin with tragedy tonight on The Edge. We're following breaking news on Detroit's east side, where a triple shooting has left 2 people dead, including a 4-year-old. Fox 2's Lauren Edwards has been talking with neighbors and police about this. She joins us live from DPD headquarters with more. Lauren, as the night went on, this story just got worse and worse.
Absolutely incredibly heartbreaking anytime a child is involved, and then when they die, it's so incredibly sad. And I spent several hours out there in the neighborhood. The community is shaken, very emotional, left with a number of questions, and the police chief determined to bring them answers.
All I know is we were sitting out here on the porch and I heard just boom, 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 boom. And everybody told me somebody's shooting fireworks. I said, them ain't no fireworks, them gunshots.
A peaceful afternoon turned into tragedy on the city's east side after police say 2 people were shot and killed, including a 4-year-old child.
I mean, it really hurts to see kids, innocent babies getting killed like that, because I lost one like that before.
Anytime you have a 4-year-old, a young person of that age that's fatally wounded, all life is valuable, but this one right here particularly gets to me.
Detroit police say the shooting happened around 6:21 p.m. near Skinner Park on Dutchess Street, close to Meringue Avenue. Police arrived quickly and found a 17-year-old with non-life-threatening injuries and 2 others dead, an 18-year-old man and the child.
4-year-old received a gunshot wound to the back, and we do have at this point in time 2 in custody that are persons of interest.
Immediately, an investigation was opened, and they're looking into exactly what led up to it.
In these type of situations, typically it's always an argument, some type of dispute, and people with guns, they want to settle beefs with firearms.
The chief asking anyone with information and tips to call 1-800-SPEAK-UP.
We're going to ensure that we work this case relentlessly to bring the perpetrators to justice.
Again, the investigation is ongoing, and the chief of police calling for peace as summer sets in and the weather is getting warmer. Reporting live here in Detroit, Lauren Edwards, Fox 2 News.
You know, historically, obviously, crime spikes as it gets warmer, but we're just in the beginning of summer. You had that high-profile shooting at the fireworks. A couple days later, a 4-year-old gets shot. Detroit police worked hard, but the chief's got to be feeling the pinch.
Yeah, absolutely. And another point, Jessica, that this shooting that happened today was not too far from where that shooting happened. I believe a year ago. It was a crowd, and it happened over the Father's Day weekend, and several people were shot. And so we were talking about that earlier and just thinking how the summer just started. This weather is getting warmer, but again, he's just calling for peace.
All right. Thanks so much, Lauren. Good work out there tonight. Well, speaking of possibly armed, dangerous, and on the run, Detroit police are urging the public to help bring an alleged shooter into custody after a shooting in downtown Detroit during the fireworks. Police believe the suspect is hiding out in a local hotel.
Encourage folks to leave their weapons at home, and not everybody listens.
This guy allegedly did 19-year-old Alfonso Cooper Jr. on the run after police say he was popping off rounds in a large crowd minutes before the massive fireworks display in downtown Detroit last Monday. 2 shot, a 22-year-old woman, just an innocent bystander, and a 17-year-old boy who was the intended target.
The 2 knew each other, and that it was over a debt where approximately $200 and some change.
They brought the beef from Romulus and Brownstown Township downtown to settle, causing chaos in the crowds near Larned and Randolph. Cooper and his alleged accomplice, 18-year-old Markelo Steen Jr., were able to slip out in the aftermath and into the wind.
I believe that he's hiding in a hotel room
in the suburbs, not Detroit. Apparently, Cooper's family and friends told Detroit police detectives they'd hand him over this week, but never did. Chief Todd Bettison thinks instead they're helping hide him.
Trust me, I will be contacting the U.S. Attorney, and I will use every aspect of law enforcement to hold you accountable as well for aiding and abetting.
The pressure is on to bring them into custody, and DPD is leaning on the public to help.
When you see his picture or you see him anywhere, I do not want him to have an enjoyable, stress-free weekend.
Chief Bettison adding to post their pictures everywhere. They've already gotten a lot of tips, but they need more. Call Detroit Police if you have any information. An Oakland County doctor is facing felony charges in connection to a human trafficking and drug ring. Prosecutors say 49-year-old Girish Velugabanti is connected to an alleged human trafficking ring at the Sonesta Suites in Southfield from July to August of 2024. Two other suspects, Antoine Fulgium and Sherry Gress, were also charged in the case. Velugabanti is accused of trading medical care for sex with trafficking victims and buying drugs.
The allegations are that as part of to gain leverage and power and influence over these victims, he would provide medical care and then withdraw it from them if they didn't do what he wanted them to do.
That Dr. Velugabanti is being held on a $500,000 bond for running a human trafficking ring and conspiracy to deliver a controlled substance charges. If convicted, he's facing up to 35 years behind bars. Well, it's been more than a month since Carmen Wells was shot and killed inside of her home on Detroit's east side. In the week since, police are not any closer to solving this crime. Her loved ones are still searching for answers while police search for a killer. Fox 2's Amy Lang with this story.
Carmen would walk into a room and just light up the whole room with just her sense of humor, her smile, her laugh.
Carmen Wells was well known in the transgender community, a ballroom performer, a runway model. Her loved ones called her legend.
So Carmen was an amazing individual. Carmen was funny. Carmen was resilient.
And Monica Hudson wants justice for Carmen, who was shot and killed at her home on Troster on the city's east side on May 25th, just days before she would have turned 38.
The crime against trans women of color, all trans people, honestly, it has to stop. Just because it's something that you don't understand does not give you the right to take someone's life.
It's a loss to our family, the LGBTQ community as a whole. It's just a total loss. Unnecessary loss.
Unnecessary and so senseless, and now police and prosecutors need the public's help finding her killer.
If anybody was out there, if anybody knows anything, if they've heard anything, if they were with her that day, that week, come forward, call the number, call DPD. Julissa Abad is the LGBTQ community engagement liaison with the Wayne County Prosecutor's Office. I want community to reach out and let us know whatever they know.
Carmen's loved ones want the same.
I don't think that I would rest. It's just like I don't think Carmen would rest until we find out who did this to her.
Anyone with information is asked to contact Detroit Police at 313-596-2212. In Southfield, Amy Lang, Fox 2 News.
In order to do these kind of improvements, they need to change the direction of flow from time to time.
Yeah, that led to flooding on the Lodge. Detroit Water and Sewerage tells Fox 2 the Great Lakes Water Authority started upgrades at the Waterworks Park treatment plant, flushing hydrants to clear the system. But thanks to debris and storm drains, the water ended up on the road, shutting down both sides between Howard and Jefferson. The incident also led to dozens of water quality complaints from places like Harbortown all the way down to the Rensen. Tonight, MDOT tells Fox 2 the Lodge is back open. Well, we've been following it. Storms have come and gone, and we're in for a warm weekend. Weather Authority Stephanie Mead joins us with the preview. Hey, Steph.
Hi, yeah. So luckily the storms are a thing of the past now, which is great because we've been dealing with them since about Wednesday, and we've been seeing at least some severe weather associated with these storms that popped during the afternoon. Now, outside of our storm chances today, it was a hot one. Highs hit the lower 90s. 92 is our forecasted high, the average at 83, so we were well above that. We were actually closer to the record set back in 1971 of 99 degrees, and in spots it felt like that today here. Still in the low 80s in the city, 75 for those in Pontiac, 73 up near Lapeer, so our temperatures as a whole honestly aren't that bad, but our humidity levels are still up there. Those will eventually fall as we head through the day tomorrow. Feel like temps a bit closer to the city, so Wayne County, even Macomb County, lower 80s is what it feels like outside, but manageable for those just outside the city, lower 70s. Not seeing much on radar, which is great. A lot of the activity in parts of Canada. Now, as we move through the next several hours, we'll see partly cloudy skies, and I think we start the weekend off on a pretty good note. Lots of sunshine. Rain really not an issue for us Saturday or Sunday. Rain chances do return, though, next week, but we'll worry about that when we are in next week. 70 degrees for an overnight low tonight. Temps tomorrow, I think a bit more manageable. We'll be in the middle 80s, so a bit closer to our seasonal high tomorrow and less humid. So I think you're going to notice a difference there. By Sunday, though, we're back to the 90s. It's going to be a toasty one, also humid, too. We could be talking feel like temps, middle 90s. And then by Monday, upper 80s. Storm chances look to return as well. Now, as we head through next week, we actually officially welcome in July, which is kind of crazy to think. We're already bypassing through June, but we're heading into the 4th of July weekend. And potentially, we could maybe see an isolated shower as we head through Friday. Better chance of rain come Monday. We're dry as we head through Tuesday and Wednesday. And that all comes thanks to a cold front, which is actually going to cool us off ever so slightly, decrease our humidity levels. But I think by the end of the week, maybe even into next weekend, we could be talking the return of heat once again. So we aren't necessarily going to see a massive cool down. The extended forecast still shows lots of 80s here. Scattered shower chances return Monday. By Tuesday, we'll be in the mid 80s. We're dry through about Wednesday, and then rain chances should return by Thursday. Jess.
Thanks so much, Steph. Well, you've probably heard of someone making it rain, but never like this. A helicopter dropping thousands of dollars in cash on Detroit's east side in honor of one legendary community member. Fox 2's Dave Kinchin explains.
For many, it wasn't even a question as cash money rained down from a helicopter on Detroit's east side, all in a stunning tribute to a man loved by so many, Daryl Thomas, a community pillar known for loving his family, his neighbors, and classic cars. He brought everybody together.
Everybody hopped out their car and started running, man. It was like swimming pool for real.
But it was smooth. It's like it wasn't no chaos about it. You know what I'm saying? People was just like grabbing it like me. I've been down and got me like $5, but I'm gonna put him on my wall at my business and put his name on it.
My name's Jonte Smoke.
Smoke is Daryl's son and helped put the money drop into motion too.
Detroit, y'all might not know who my father was, but he was a great father. Among his community, he was a legend. He blessed everyone, and that was his last blessing to everyone. That's all it was.
The money drop was accompanied by a massive block party celebration honoring Daryl Thomas's life, with several generations of the family represented, hanging around the iconic rides he loved so much.
Yeah, cleaning cars, detailing, he used to race a lot, all that.
Most, however, knew Daryl Thomas by his nickname, Plant, and that was a name called out to the heavens time and time again.
Many blessings to everyone, and long live Plant. He was a legend. Long live Plant. That's it.
We lost a great guy today. He'll be well missed.
And the Thomas family would like to thank Detroit police for helping with crowd control during the money drop. Dave Kinchin on The Edge.
Well, meanwhile, the Detroit Fire Department is getting some extra help this week. A group of firefighters from the Netherlands are in town. 5 firefighters have flown in from Amsterdam and had a little fun at the firehouse by seeing who can get their gear on the fastest. The Dutch firefighters will also go out on runs with Detroit Fire to compare notes on what things they do differently and what they have in common.
Water on the fire. Eventually that's the same, so the fire needs to get put out, but no, yeah, not everything's the same, so a lot of things to learn from them and maybe also from us to them, so it will be a fun week.
Oh, this is great. So to have this partnership with these firefighters from Netherlands, it's outstanding. And so they've been here, I believe this is their 10th year here, and we're just excited that they chose Detroit and they continue to come back to Detroit.
And those Dutch firefighters plan to be here for several days.